We are back.
We're back.
We are back.
Okay.
So I want to try something different.
Okay.
I want to try something different, baby.
Let's do it.
So instead of hopping straight into what we were talking about
Mhm.
or where we left off or something I wanted to talk about after we stopped last week,
Yeah.
I kind of want to include maybe stuff that's been going on my timeline or in news and just kind of give my take on it early
Okay.
on in the conversation, and then then we
Yeah.
can have whatever conversation we want.
Okay. We can do that.
And the main thing I've been seeing a lot of people talk about is Kevin Gates shit
Mm.
and him making the comment about uh LeBron's wife and how he don't like how Savannah looks at him. Yeah.
So I never. So firstly, I didn't hear what happened. I have no clue. So yeah, tell me what happened.
Basically,
What's going on?
Kevin was on a video and he's just talking about how he was having a conversation amongst his friends, I guess, and they were talking about sports athletes and their mates and shit. And somebody asked Kevin if he would trade places with LeBron.
Okay.
Like, would he trade places with LeBron to be the most famous basketball player, most influential? You got your wife with you, got your family. Like, LeBron appears to have like the American dream or the pinnacle of manhood. Like, you got your wife that stayed down with you. You ain't been in no scandals. You got your
Right.
family. You raised your kids.
Right.
There's nothing that nobody has anything on their family. Like,
Anything bad to say
they're
about
good.
them? Yeah.
They
How long
solid
he's been with his wife?
a long time, even
Oh.
before he got drafted.
Oh, good. Okay.
So that's like the dream
Yeah.
for a lot
Yeah.
of people that are famous. They be like,
Yeah.
they don't trust a lot of these women once they
Yeah.
get famous because they think, oh, they all about the money and shit.
Exactly.
So,
And she's been there before the
ooh,
money.
babe, what is that?
What?
On the other side. Don't hit the mic though.
Here?
Yeah,
Is it going?
I think it is. Hold
Oh
on.
God,
Think
please.
it
Is it?
Do you feel anything?
I don't feel nothing.
Okay.
What did it look like?
Like
Oh my
someone's
gosh.
crawling on you right there, but don't. I think
Is it gone?
No,
You sure?
I think it's gone. I think it's good.
Yeah. Oh my God. You sure?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay.
Making sure it's nowhere else. Okay. Oh God. I almost freaked out.
Okay. Really back in.
Okay.
So, yeah, LeBron has like the dream of most famous people. Is like, you want a woman that's down for you.
Right.
She was down for you before the fame. She didn't switch up on you. She stayed with you.
Right.
And he's doing the shit that most quote unquote black men, they'll leave their black girlfriend.
Oh yeah. And
once
marry.
they become famous and go marry a white woman or a lighter toned woman or something like that.
Right.
So LeBron is doing everything the right way, and Kevin basically said he wouldn't want to trade places with him because he don't like how Savannah,
which is his wife,
yeah, he don't like how Savannah looks at LeBron.
Looks at him?
Yeah, he says that Savannah got this energy or aura about her that she's not wowed by him when he walks into a room. Like, she doesn't look like she's impressed, basically. But
okay.
then Kevin said he likes the way them white women look at LeBron, because when LeBron walk in the room, it's a bunch of white women. The white women be like, oh, it's like God just walked in the room and they just want to be in his presence.
Kevin really said that?
He really said that.
Of course he did. Well, anyway.
What do you think about that part of what he said? Do you think it's important for a woman to be in awe of her man at all times, like fanning out, basically?
So, you know how I feel about Kevin. That's number one. But I'm not going to talk about that. But number two, I mean, you said they've been together for a very long time. So why would she look at him like that? That's number one, right? That's the first thing.
Yeah.
She's been like, it's probably like, it's like her friend. It's like, like now he's her husband, but that's like her best friend.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna look at him like it's the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So why would she look at him with like, oh my God, like it's the first, like, yeah, what type of look do you want her to have? She's so used to him.
And that,
you know what I mean?
That part is the part where I'm like, all right, that's a little extreme.
That's extra.
How would you expect a person's wife to fan out over her husband
like,
the same way a groupie would? So he basically wants the wife to act like the groupie.
That's crazy.
And that's insane.
And then he's saying that he likes the way the white ladies look at him.
So that to me was a statement made from a male ego.
Yeah, definitely that. And
Because
that's him.
if you need your woman to constantly fan out over you just because you're the most famous basketball player in the world,
Right. No.
it's like, okay, you're still a person and
Right.
you still
And that's what
developing a
she knows
relationship.
of him is that he's just a person.
Yeah.
So what you should say is that is amazing that she stayed with him through and through it all. That's what he should be saying.
Hmm.
Actually, that she's a good woman.
And you know what? She keeps him grounded because
Yeah.
it's easy for a man to attain
To
a lot of
yes.
fame and money and get full of himself
Yeah.
and start moving crazy.
Because he gets a lot of
But he's
attention.
got a woman that's solid and
Solid.
he's got kids with this woman and
Yes.
she keeps him rooted in who he is and not for
Right.
him to get this big head because he's doing a lot of dope shit in the world and he's playing sports and making millions of dollars.
Right.
It's like, man. So yeah,
Right.
that part of what Kevin said, I'm like, that shit's, you can't compare the behavior of a wife to the behavior of a groupie. And if you
Yeah.
want groupie energy, then you're just gonna be chasing new girls forever because at a
Yeah.
certain point it ain't about your aura when you walk in a room and somebody fanning out over you.
No.
If you constantly want that feeling, then where's your stability? Who's gonna be your ace? If like you
Right.
can't expect your ace to act like the groupie. That's the
No,
main
at
point.
all. Because that's yeah, that was ignorant
Yeah,
of
that
him to
was.
say.
It
I
was.
think it was very, but he says a lot of ignorant things in my opinion, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Um, for him to say that now. But a look, that the thing is he's talking about a look.
Yeah.
That's what's kind of like weird to me. It's like she's supposed to have a certain look. You know what I mean? Now to love your husband and to that's what she's doing. She is impressed by him actually.
Mm-hmm.
Because she stands by his side.
Yeah.
And she keeps him strong and cute. Like you said, she keeps him grounded. So yes, she is his biggest fan. She doesn't have to look at him a certain way, nor does she have to kiss his feet every time he walks through a door.
Yeah, that's a little. That's very
yeah, that's
egotistical.
vain.
That's very egotistical to say.
Yeah, so that's what he wants. I think
Yeah.
that's projection.
It is.
Of what he wants. He wants king treatment at all times.
But then is that not king treatment? Like is that king treatment to have somebody fanning out?
No.
Or yeah, it's deeper than that.
Yeah,
it's deeper than
that.
somebody
Yeah,
just.
it's like a leader. Like leadership is more than just bossing, like being a boss or bossing
and
people.
Being praised
Or
to,
being
like
pra-
and
yeah.
being like having a woman kiss your feet every time
Yes.
you walk in. Oh,
Cause
and he don't know how Savannah's treating him at home.
At home,
I'm
exactly.
sure she's giving him
He's talking
king
about
treatment
looks.
at home.
Right, he's talking about the way she looks at him. Because how
Yeah.
does she look? Like, now I'm gonna have to look at clips and like, how does she look at him?
And
regular,
then I don't know.
right?
I don't know what he's pulling from. Because I don't know what he sees. Because he's been around LeBron, so I guess
Right.
he has some type of relationship with LeBron where he's been around him, and he sees the interaction. So he said something about because LeBron and Savannah have a handshake that they do.
Oh, okay.
So they got like
They are like
look,
they best
friends. Like that's how
They've
it's
been
supposed to
together
be.
for too long. Why would she be like, oh my god?
Yeah,
like,
see, that's
yeah, it's weird. It's a very like I think he just pulled that out of his ass actually, and he just said something.
Yeah.
Because he likes to just say things, you know that.
He wanted to stir the pot.
Yes, he just wanted to say.
He really wanted to stir the pot,
and he think it sounded good, I guess.
And he threw in like a little humor in there, so
Okay.
he really don't be. But it's sparking a good conversation though because we was talking about relationship dynamics.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing I will say with what Kevin was saying, you don't want to be with a person that's completely unimpressed with you and never hypes you up, never encourages you, act like they not impressed with nothing.
But this is behaviors. Like this is more talking about behaviors and their dynamic together and how she loves him, how you love your person. But talking about looks is so shallow.
You can't. Yeah.
Yes,
you can't grade a person's love based on how they look at you when you walk in a room,
they greet you,
or how they're around you when you're in a space around groupies and you're in an arena.
Right.
You're not judging them if they out together on a date or if they at home together. Like you don't know how they interact
she speaks
outside.
about him.
Right.
Right. Now, if you would have said she speaks about him like in a certain way, then I would be like, okay, it's a fact. She spoke about him in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
But look, who cares?
Yeah.
And did they respond to that?
LeBron just posted something on Instagram saying it was like an indirect response. He didn't say Kevin's name, but he just said like kings don't acknowledge the actions of peasants. So he basically indirectly called Kevin a peasant.
Indeed.
Because honestly, I don't think men should be publicly critiquing
Other
another
men.
man's relationship with his woman.
Wife.
Yeah, his
Too.
wife.
Yeah, like, are you serious?
That was a bit extra. It was a bit, and it didn't require a response from LeBron.
It didn't. Yeah, so he did good with not really giving it too much importance. Yeah.
But I just wanted to touch on that early on because it's a good topic about what men value in a woman.
Yeah.
And what they want from a woman.
What are people saying? What have you seen online?
Majority of people think Kevin is just out of pocket.
Of course he is
doing the most.
Yeah. I mean, he really said it's something really basic. Like, I mean, like it's like almost like people talking, like, like you're in a group of friends, like you said, and you're talking. So that was recorded?
What?
Like the conversation.
Yeah, like it sounded like he was on the phone with a friend and recording himself. Talking to the friend on the phone about the LeBron shit. But then he had Brittany Renner in the bed with him next to him because when he started going in, he made this comment saying, he was like, "Sure, I was with you back when you was looking like Lamar Odom." So he made a joke about how Savannah was looking, compared her to Lamar Odom. But he basically just saying, if a man is with a woman before he's famous, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess your girl looked basic before you blow up, and then you level her up because y'all making more money. Mm-hmm. She can afford to do more with her looks, and now y'all looking like money now. Okay. So he's saying like, I was with you when you was looking like Lamar Odom. So he's saying Lamar. He's saying like I didn't completely change. That's crazy. He's saying I completely changed your life. Got you amped up. Got you out here with access to all the best of everything. He's saying the least you could do is be excited and be so fanned out of me every time I'm out doing something. No. You should never look bored or never look unimpressed. What? And that's very egotistical. Very. Now that I'm talking about it.
It's like you want her to like. It's like you should thank me every day almost.
Right.
Like be grateful.
That's very egotistical.
Like what? Yes.
Oh God.
He is. But I'm not surprised. That's him. That response is all Kevin, in my opinion. So
now sense. The level I will agree is that like the way you look at me, how you just you love everything I do. Yes. You give me so much support. Right. I didn't always get that from every woman I was with. So I look at you differently. On that level, I understand what Kevin is saying. You want to be with somebody that looks at you with that twinkle in their eye, like you really proud to be with this man. And I've touched on that too, about women that get with men just because the man is there and he's available and he's doing stuff for her. Yeah. But you're really not proud. You're really not proud to be with this man. You don't speak highly of him. You don't show him off. You don't. Your energy and aura doesn't say that you really are impressed by him. Right. I do think it's important for a woman to be with a man she's impressed by and she's proud of. So on that level, I understand the point. But to apply it to LeBron and Savannah's relationship, when they've been together for so long, they're married, they got kids. It didn't apply to them. Yeah, it didn't apply to them. And then the thing about the look was kind of weird to me. And like we talking about look. Right, and then breaking it down about, I made you come up with me, so you should. Like no, like she owes him a certain energy. Like you better always be excited. Like no, you better not ever look bored. They were together. They did this together. Right. So no, she don't have to be impressed because I'm sure she came up to in her own ways, and he came up in his own ways, and they did that together. She ain't no basketball player. I mean, groupie. Yeah, groupie. Like she don't have to. She ain't got nothing to prove. Exactly. Through her and he don't care. They're together. Like they've been together for like over 20 years. Yeah. Come on now. Yeah. So she's supposed to look at him like that every single day of the 20 years. And then people were critiquing Kevin and Drika's relationship because for a while, even me, I was looking at Kevin and Drika as like a very, very great model of love and two people coming up together. How Drika invested in his career and basically made him into who he is. She was his manager. Okay. He didn't have the vision to do music. He had the talent. But Drika was the one that came to him and said, do you really want to take this serious and make it a career? He was like, yeah. Drika went and studied the music industry. Wow. Drika did all the work to get him to where he is. You should be looking at her exactly. Like that. So really, you know what I mean? He should be the one looking at her with admiration. Yo. And all of that. I never thought. He should be. He should be kissing her feet. Yo. And giving her everything that she wants and needs. Lame. Does he? No. Because you see he out here with Brittany Renner now. And in her face. They are judging the fuck out of him. But but don't they say that she's okay with all of that? Like Drika don't be tripping. Drika she's such a like she
But
don't allow she doesn't allow Kevin's behavior to make her act out of character.
right.
So she just lets him do what he's moved to do, and she just focuses on her own life. Now they still are legally married, I think,
Wow.
because
Is she with anybody like
she's
there's
still
a
Drika Gates. She's
oh
never gone public with another man though. So I
okay.
think she's cool with just playing her position. Whatever Kevin gonna do, they got kids together. I'm sure they
I'm
co-parent
sure he
great,
takes care of whatever
and
you gotta take
they're
care of.
best friends.
Right.
But they just move a little different. Kevin
Okay.
is more like he wants to have the multiple women.
Oh yeah.
Some men think like that.
I don't know.
Some men think you're not in a king status unless you
Unless
have
you have right.
a group of women, and
Plethora.
then they always make the biblical references to how
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of these biblical men had
Muslim or
multiple, what
something.
they call them, concubines
Yes.
and wives. They had many wives.
Right.
So I get that angle
True.
too, but
Yeah.
it got to come from the right energy, and you always got
Yeah.
to
But
take.
he seems vain, so I think
Yeah.
all the things that he does is for vanity and
Mm.
it's like for selfish reasons, not really because he's really trying to be this great person or it's more for a look,
Yeah,
you know.
and
Like
that's why he said look when
yeah,
he's
exactly.
talking
Yeah,
about
it's about
Savannah. It's
looks.
about a
Yeah.
look. He don't like how
Exactly.
she look at him.
Yeah. So he's yeah.
It's very shallow.
Exactly. That's what he is. Nothing deep about what he wants. He's not trying to build something
Mm.
really
He's
pure.
just trying to serve his own
Yes.
feeling, his own happiness, his
Yeah.
own.
Because he want to look great to everybody.
Yep.
I'm on top
How
of
dare
everything.
you not look at me
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
Oh gosh, that's interesting. So
Yeah.
everybody feels pretty much the same, like he's
Yeah,
out of pocket.
I haven't really seen anybody support his comments.
Yeah,
It's really not something you can really get fully behind.
yeah,
You can kind of understand parts of it, but
yeah.
overall, it's just not a dope message.
Right, right.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. That was one of
Yeah.
the hot topics. That's probably the biggest hot topic of
Yes.
the
Like lately,
of
yeah.
the week.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't have anything else I wanted to touch on.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, whatever you wanted to.
Well, there was one thing.
Mhm.
So remember, I think was it this week? I think the beginning of the week we were talking, and I said something about being careful. Ah, you remember? Okay. You remember?
Shit.
So
Hit my goddamn head.
What happened? Okay.
I hit my head.
Oh, be careful. Look, be careful. So, and you said you didn't like that word, careful.
Yeah, I don't like the word careful.
All right, let's talk about it.
Let's dive in,
Come
baby.
on, let's do it.
You ready to dive in?
I'm ready.
Cause we're gonna fucking dive in, baby.
Okay. Why don't you like the word careful?
I don't like the word careful because careful it's a word rooted in fear.
Okay.
If you're being careful, you're protecting yourself from possible danger. And if you move in fear, then you can't move in love. You can't move fully in what you want to do because you're being safe. You're being careful. And I don't like moving in fear. I don't like fearful mentalities because it keeps you from doing a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. I can see that, what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, the word itself can be used so many things. So I'm sure you don't, would you say that you just don't like it used at all? Or in certain aspects, it's like, okay, like kids, right? Like my kids walking out in the hood and they little girls, be careful out there. That should be valid to say that, correct? Would you say that? Because you got to be careful because there's predators out there. Just like, we're not going to talk about it, but what happened to Maya last time. She do have to be cautious, which is cautious is being careful.
Yeah.
Right? So would you say that it's only in certain, situations?
I think,
because the word means something.
Yeah, it's like, I prefer the word mindful instead of careful. Do you think they mean the same thing?
Yeah, they do mean the same thing. Careful, mindful. It's still a mind. You still got to pay attention. You still have to just.
This is what I think the difference is.
Mm-hmm.
If you're being careful, I'm trying to see if I can find. Okay, there's a ledge right here, right?
Right.
Let's say your kid is out here and wants to play and wants to like jump on the edge and like run on the ledge.
Right. They can trip and fall. Yeah.
Where you could possibly trip and fall and hurt yourself.
Right.
You could either tell the kid, be careful, or you could tell the kid, be
Mindful
mindful
of that ledge.
The
Right.
difference is, if I'm being careful on this ledge, my moves are gonna be careful. I'm gonna be very cautious with how I step. I'm gonna be thinking about falling. If I'm being mindful, I'm just putting it in my mind that, okay, I'm doing something that has a level of risk and danger attached to it, but I'm not gonna allow the risk to keep me from fully committing to the move. So if I want to run real fast, I'm not thinking about possibly falling. I'm focused on making the steps, but I know something could happen, but I'm not being overly careful.
I don't know.
So
I think that's a lot of thoughts into it.
mhm,
I think that's putting um a lot of different thoughts in the word.
mhm,
Because saying it would just be what you say. Just be mindful, be careful, and to me, the actions would still be the same. Like in my mind, I wouldn't think nothing differently.
mhm,
I would just still be careful. You know what I mean? Like I would still do what I'm doing,
mhm.
and just to think to myself, okay, let me not do too much before I trip and fall for real. I
Yeah,
can still do it, but
that's the key,
you
to
know what
not
I
do
mean?
too much.
Right. Just don't do too much. Don't be, let's not twirl around. Let's not hop on one foot.
Right.
Let's not run on wet surfaces
Yeah.
because I know if I run I might slip on it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I think it would be for someone like if you really take time to think about the word and try to twist your mind to look at it a different way. But
Mhm.
I think sometimes you don't have time to do that. So just shouting out, "Be careful," is just that, and then you just do whatever your mind tells you to do.
Mhm.
And you just keep that in the back of your mind, like, okay, I'm gonna just, make sure I don't do this so this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying about life in general.
Yeah.
Like, so I get that. The word is just the word, but I get saying for people not to always be careful about everything they do.
Yeah, because I
You
think
know?
I hear it too much. I listen to the common words used in
Hmm.
life,
Yeah.
and everybody always uses the words careful and safe. Be
Hmm.
safe. Be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
Be careful.
I
Be
feel
care.
like in
It's a
certain,
bad world out there. It's dangerous out there.
it's
It's
facts
dangerous.
though.
Be
Yeah.
careful. Be careful. Be safe. And I
Right.
think a lot of people apply those words in a way where they don't move as freely.
Mm.
They really hinder their moves because of the fear attached
Okay.
to every move.
And some
And
don't.
I don't
Right.
like that.
I
It's a
get you.
balance.
I think
So
it's
you
some people. I
you got
think.
to be mindful of the
Hmm.
danger, but don't let it hinder so much of your thoughts and
Right.
moves where everything you do, you just think something's gonna happen. So
Right.
you just shy
That would
away
be
from
more.
it,
Yeah. That
or
would
you
be
move
more.
real timid in everything.
Right. That
You
would be
don't want
more
to take no
paranoia.
risks.
Yeah. That would be more like paranoia. Somebody. And I think it's up to the individual. Everybody's different. Because I've got set. I was always told, be careful, be careful. But I was never careful. So I guess the word didn't mean nothing to me. So that's why I'm saying it's up to the individual how they want to, what importance they want to put into the word.
Hmm.
I don't put a lot of importance in words because it's just words. You know what I mean? So I'm going to do what I'm going to do regardless.
So you don't think you've lived a careful life?
No, hell no. I've not ever.
Exactly. And
I
you've gone through things,
Yes,
and that's what life is about.
I never lived a careful
That's
life.
what
I
life
went
is about.
everywhere. I didn't listen to nobody.
Exactly.
Hey,
But
everybody can attest to that.
it's not a lot of people that
Yeah.
move like that though.
No, of course not. There's a lot of people that don't. You're right.
And people don't live their lives.
Yeah.
They're not able to experience things because they're
Yeah.
always being careful.
Careful,
They
exactly.
always worried about what's going to happen. Oh, that's a risk.
Yeah.
Like, what is life without risk?
I mean, I took a lot of risks
So all you
in
got
my
to do is
life.
be aware.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's
the
it.
better word is mindful and be
Hmm.
aware.
Yeah.
Be aware, because I'm
Yeah.
not going outside unaware of my surroundings at all times. I got my
Right.
head on a swivel.
Yes.
I'm looking at my environment. I'm seeing who's around.
Hmm.
So it's some places I'll go if I don't feel like it's a good area, or the aura feel off. I see people that look
Hmm.
kind of weird. I
You
get
won't
away.
go. Right. Exactly.
So
Yeah.
in that situation, it's moving in
Yeah.
mindfulness. I'm aware.
Cautiousness.
Okay,
Yeah. You're being
I'm
cautious,
protecting myself.
mindful.
So being a risk taker doesn't mean you're reckless.
No.
And people have to find that good medium, that
Yeah.
middle ground. Don't be overly fearful and
Right.
don't be overly reckless.
Right.
Live your life.
I was. Yeah.
So
I
I
was
don't want
overly
to.
impulsive. That was my
Yeah.
problem. I was very impulsive. I didn't think. I just did. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. And then while I was in it, I just said to myself, well, if something goes bad, so be it. I'll learn from it next. So that's what I always thought about. It's like I'll learn from it, it'll make me stronger, and I'll figure it out. And I actually always love challenges.
Yep.
I embrace them.
Yep.
You know, so yeah, so you're right. So I do want to try to use that word with my kids just to see if it's different, so they can ask me, why did you say that? You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, you know, mindful. Just think about it. Like use your brain, just process things, assess the area, assess the situation, and observe the person.
Because
Whatever
that's actually what frustrates a lot of young people, kids, is that they want to get out in the world and do stuff.
Yeah.
And as parents, it's our job to protect them and to keep them safe. You don't want nothing to happen to them. But a lot of parents will overprotect to the point where their kids can't make any moves.
Right, yeah.
So then the kid is like, damn, you're really putting a fearful thought pattern and behavior in a child where they feel like they can't do nothing.
Yes.
So you never want to, you don't want to be overly careful.
Nope. Yeah.
And you want to allow, you know, people to explore and learn. Now, I do get why parents stop their kids from doing certain shit, because it is certain moves. You don't need to be doing that at all.
Right, exactly.
So it is a difference in being a kid in the world and an adult in the world.
Yeah, because you already know. I know if you go over there, this might happen.
Yeah.
You know, like the kids walking out, remember? When they were walking, I was like,
and that's the difference. If something happens to your kids and they're not grown, that's falling on you.
It's all, yep.
Now,
so
if
you
they're
got to
adults,
think, yes, hey, I'm going to tell you what you should do.
You're a grown up.
But go ahead and
if something happens to an adult, it's on them.
Exactly. Yeah, but minors, you got to definitely be a little tighter on them. You still want them to kind of understand, you know, consequences and what may happen, but you still want to make sure that if you can say no, that's not gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So okay, so that makes sense.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
So another thing we talked about one time was how sacrifices are sacrifices a sign of love or a show of love. Remember?
Our sacrifices
a show of love to someone. Like when you love someone, do you feel like you?
Oh yeah. You can't love a person without sacrificing for them. You can't love a person without sacrificing for them.
Yeah.
If you do not sacrifice, then you do not love.
Yeah.
You can't have love without sacrifice. That is the defining thing. Are you willing to put yourself in harm's way? Are you willing
in certain situations?
Are you willing to add more weight to your own life? Are you willing to put yourself through some situations because of this love? You got to do that. Yeah. That's the only way to test it.
You're right. And I think you don't even think about it at that moment.
Right.
When you said that at first, I was like, I had to think. And I was like, you know what? No, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely sacrificed a lot being with other people that I've been with. And it was taxing. You know, it was exhausting. But that's also because I didn't love them really. And I felt obligated almost to. But I never thought about like I'm doing a sacrifice. I just felt exhausted because I was like, I'm doing a lot.
Yeah.
For this person
that
I'm with.
You sacrifice.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right. You do. For anybody you love, really. You do that. You know, your kids, your parents, like anybody that you care for, you may have a situation when you have to sacrifice.
It'll always be a situation when you
have time, your energy, whatever it is. Yeah.
Even like with our relationship.
Yeah.
I sacrificed for you. I have sacrificed for you on multiple occasions.
Yep.
Where
Number one, I don't have a car.
Yeah.
So a lot of your time goes with rides.
I sacrifice my time.
Yep, exactly.
Because I want to.
Yeah.
Now, it's like you want to make smart sacrifices.
Of course, yeah.
You want to sacrifice for the right people. That's where people fuck up.
Yep. Yeah. And that's when I used to feel exhausted and drained because it was not for the right people. So I was depleted.
Yeah.
At all times. Nothing was given back to me.
Yeah.
It was just me doing things.
Yep.
And for what?
Yep.
You know?
So you want to make sure the person you're sacrificing for is also sacrificing for you.
Yes. That's right.
If it's not an even exchange of sacrifice, then there's not an equal amount of love. And then you're going to have one person feeling drained, and then the other person is there using the person that's sacrificing.
Or showing appreciation for, or at least that. Because even if they don't have to, like, I did the sacrificing and they didn't really have anything that they did for me, but they didn't even show appreciation. There was nothing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, like you're supposed to do that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like you just, oh, okay, she just did that, so that's great.
I think the only relationship where that is acceptable is parent-child.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Like you don't owe me.
Yeah, because the child didn't ask to be here. It's your responsibility to take care of them. So if they're not pouring back, they don't have to. You're supposed to take care of them.
Back, right.
The parent is always going to pour more into the child than the other way around.
Of course, yeah.
But when you talking about adult relationships and friendships, there needs to be a equal amount of sacrifice, because it ain't no parent-child shit. We both choosing to be here,
right?
So we both need to be in it. We both need to be sacrificing for each other and loving each other.
Exactly.
Period. Yeah. So
you're right about that.
Yeah. Stand up real quick. And sacrifice is a beautiful thing.
It is.
Because, like, let's just take my life, for example. Before me and you became a serious thing and we were really investing in each other and spending regular time with each other, I was on a path where I got my own place, my first time living alone in my apartment, and I'm just focusing on me.
Right.
So I was really in the mentality to just be selfish. I'm just going to put all my time into me. I finally am stable. So I'm in this position because I need to be working on me. I ain't going to get distracted. I ain't going to really try to get nothing serious.
Right.
I'm just going to do me.
Right.
So in the midst of me doing me, I met you.
Right.
Now, I could have made a decision to not open myself fully to you because I was in this mentality of just doing me.
Right.
But life will put you in a position where you have to honor what's in front of you, even if it's not what you planned on.
Right.
So am I in the position of stability just to be in it by myself? Because everybody wants to eventually have a partner or people they can share their life with.
Yeah.
What good is having shit and having stability if you just by yourself all the fucking time?
Right.
And then you get sick, you ain't got nobody looking out for you, you ain't got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we were on the same page then, because I didn't, like I said, I was ending, my relationship situation, and I was planning on being by myself too. I was like, yes, I'm so tired of living with this guy. I want him to go. I'm so like, I just wanted my peace, my, I just want to be by myself again. Like I want to be alone. I didn't want to be with nobody. And then again, I met you, and I was like, well, do I want to be with him? It's like, I love him. Like, I want to be with him. So that thought kind of faded away. Like, no, we don't live together right now, obviously, which is fine. But I didn't think about being alone anymore because, like you said, as soon as I saw it and I was like, this is true, this is real, this is what I feel, it would be me forcing myself to close my eyes and rebuke, like just reject.
I rebuke this.
Right, I rebuke this, I reject it and not be happy.
Yeah.
It's like me saying no to happiness.
Yeah.
It's like me saying no to getting to know someone that is bringing so much out of me, that is bringing me happiness, that is, like just a good light in my life right now. So is that a sacrifice? I don't know.
It is. Because we both had to sacrifice in order to be in this relationship. We had to sacrifice our own desire to just do our own thing.
Right, and our time, true, because the time is, and I guess you don't think, like I said, I don't think about it as sacrifice, but I guess it is, because it's time away. It's time it's time that you take away and just give to someone else now.
And
but I want to.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's the thing. You want to sacrifice for the person you love. And it's not always just a physical thing like showing up. It's a mental sacrifice to get out of like a traumatic thought process based on past relationships. And this is what stops a lot of people from opening up because they're not willing to sacrifice this traumatic thought pattern.
They don't want to take the risk.
They're attached to this past hurt and pain and just wanting to be careful and protect themselves.
I told you, I don't be careful.
That's the careful shit.
Exactly, and I don't be careful.
Like once people go through some shit, now they want to be safe. You last time you got with somebody and loved somebody,
Remember
this
what
happened.
happened
So
exactly.
don't ever do that again. What kind of logic is that?
So now, so I might as well be alone all my life then.
But
if
then
I
you know
thought
you
this
don't want
way.
that.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's kind of like, why would I do that? That's weird.
So it's a constant stepping into the fear.
Yeah.
Not like letting the fear control you, but going toward the thing that makes you afraid, so that you can really move in love.
Yes.
Because you can't have real love without facing the fear.
Yeah.
You have to take the risk. You got to be in it. You got to kill any doubts and thoughts that you have in your mind that are keeping you from just doing what you know you want to do. Yeah. Minus all the fear, minus all the things that could go wrong, minus where you may think you need to be right now. Oh, I just got out of this, or I think I needed this much time in order to heal, or damn, I just want at least this much time to do my own thing. I don't want to be in nothing right now. But this moment ain't gonna happen again. If we would have decided to fight against what we was feeling, you can't recreate that moment.
No. Right.
What if like a whole year later, after we met, or 2 years later, then we come back, okay, I'm ready now. The moment done passed now.
Right. It wouldn't be the same. It would be like, now it would just us trying to
now
make
you
it happen.
forcing some shit.
Right. It's not like the gradual, how organic it was and natural. It would be the same. It would be like anything else. It would be like any other relationship we had. And we were like linking up, like, oh, we're gonna hook up now. We're gonna be together. Like, no.
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Right.
Now this shit ain't flowing. It's not flowing. You're forcing some shit. Yeah. It's always the moment you're not ready for. That's the one you got to be open to.
Yeah.
That's the shit people don't do. They scared.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not ready. Well, it ain't the right time. What the fuck are you?
And I was scared. I was scared at first. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely was scared, because remember, I was a bit scared at first. So we talked about it. We had to talk about.
Yeah, because I was the one having to like open up about the different feelings at different moments, and then you would confirm, oh, I'm thinking the same thing. So
I definitely didn't want to say too much.
You was keeping it to yourself. You was scared. You was like, I wonder if he thinking this.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
And every time you wondered about what I was thinking, I was saying exactly what you was thinking.
And I was like, oh my God, how do you know? Right? Like, I'm feeling the same thing. Exactly. So that was confirmation every time.
Yeah. And I was now like, imagine if I would have been moving like how you was moving, and just keeping everything to myself.
Then
they wouldn't have blossomed.
Yeah, it would have sucked. But we would have never known.
It wouldn't have blossomed.
Nope.
I would have kept them feelings to myself, and then I would have purposely sabotaged the connection and spent less time around you, and just been like, you know what? I know what I'm feeling, but I don't want to have that feeling right now.
Especially with what I had going on. Because you could have did that. You could have really been like, nah.
I don't want to have that feeling.
I'm not even going to tell her nothing. Like, why would I tell her when she got this going?
I'm going to let her do her thing, whatever, man. I'm just going to ghost her.
Yeah.
And just do my thing.
You messed up.
Yeah, see, I ain't about to do that. See, that's what makes you sick. That makes a person sick. When you don't honor what you really want to do and what's in your heart, that's the shit. It's just not good.
Yeah. Yeah, people should do
One
that.
of my exes, the one I moved to Florida, she shared a quote with me that I always keep with me. One of her favorite quotes is follow your heart and you won't get sick.
Follow your heart and you won't get sick. Okay.
And that shit is so fucking true. That shit is so damn true, because when you fight against what's in your heart, you'll live your whole life thinking about what if you would have did. It's like you can't sleep at night because you know you're not honoring your heart. That's weight you gotta carry.
Yep.
You know you're not doing what you want to do.
Yeah, it's like having regrets. Yeah, that regret will have you sick, because you'll keep thinking, what it could have been.
I could have. Imagine the amount of decisions people don't make, and it starts building up over their life, and they gotta go to sleep with all these what ifs. I don't ever want to go to sleep with no what ifs.
Yeah.
If I really feel in my heart that I need to be doing something, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And that's it. I sleep great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I sleep great. I think I've had those things when I was younger, definitely. Like when I should have made a decision and I did make it, and I went the other way, and it just kind of ruined everything. And I'm like, what if I would have went this way? But thankfully, it's nothing that I keep thinking about. It's just things I remember that I used to feel then. But like I said, I'm quick to know, hey, a risk is a risk. I made my decision next. So I'm always quick to just let it go.
Yep.
It's done. Oh, well. You know what I mean? It's like I did what I did because I did what I did. So.
Yeah, like I have things in my past where I'll think, like I've had moments where, let's say it's just in the realm of meeting women that were in my life. I look at how I dealt with them during the time they was in my life. And I'm more mature now, and the way I pick women is different. The way I look at women's value is different. So I look back at some of those women. I've had moments where I was like, if I would have taken her serious or treated her like the girls I was pursuing, that probably would have been the healthy relationship. But I just didn't see it. I didn't want it when it was in my face then. Now, in those situations, it's still no regret on my end because I didn't move in fear.
Right.
I moved in what I wanted and what I didn't. I just didn't want it at that time.
Right. Exactly.
So in that case, you can't beat yourself up over something that you didn't see back then.
That's true. You're right. Yeah, because I wasn't scared either when I made whatever those decisions were. I wasn't scared. It was just not what I wanted to do
at the time.
At the time. Yep. You do what you do at the time. Like you do what you think is right. You know.
So you followed your heart.
Yep. I just did
what I followed mine.
Yeah. And then when I seen the result of the other decision, that's when I started thinking like, what? Darn. What if I would have done that instead?
That's when they say your heart can lead you wrong.
Yeah.
But this is what I think. I think your I think your heart gets smarter over time, just like your brain.
Yeah.
Because your heart's desires change.
Yeah, definitely change.
Like the stuff I desired then, I don't desire it now. Not because I'm scared now, but because I've gone through situations where my heart desired this thing. Why would my heart desire the same thing over and over?
Right.
For forever? No. You don't learn nothing?
Right. So you know that what you desired then didn't work out for you.
Exactly. So why would you keep desiring it?
Right. That's crazy.
Dumb.
That's insanity.
That is.
Right.
Like what the fuck?
It is.
And that ain't got nothing to do with fear.
No,
Again, it's getting smarter.
Yeah, it's growth.
That's wisdom.
Yep.
You're acquiring experience maturity, so that you don't seek the same shit over and over.
Knowing how to be observant, knowing how to make better decisions, and assessing situations.
Being more clear in what you want.
And knowing what you want.
Yeah. Yep. And not just what you want for the moment.
Yes.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah, seeing like
that's the difference.
The end result.
The immature person thinks about the short-term want. So this goes back to the point about Kevin Gates, that comment he made about LeBron's wife. That was a short-term, shallow want.
Very much.
I want my woman to look at me a certain way every time I'm in, and I want her to look it. What? That ain't got nothing to do with no long-term vision.
Exactly. Forever. You want her to always like have.
You want her to bask in your glory.
Cheerleading.
You want her to kiss your fucking toes, nigga.
Like she's a whole human being, baby.
The fuck is that?
Right.
That ain't nothing to be banking your life decisions on. Is wanting that.
Want to program her to act a certain way every time,
Come on, bro.
Yeah, it was a weird comment to make, definitely.
It's like, what do you want? Young people want shallow things that stroke their ego, things that make them feel good for a moment.
Short term.
But then as you start having experiences based on those shallow wants, the mature person will understand, okay, I'm gonna sacrifice the little shit. What do I want long term? What do I want big picture?
Right.
What kind of relationship do I want to build? Not just what I want the woman to look like, how I want her to greet me, how I want her to make me feel when she do this and that. No. What are you trying to create long term?
Exactly. Who do you really want in your corner?
Yeah.
For you in every aspect of your life, like anything, like for your kids, for you.
So then,
when you're sick, like
love will make you sacrifice even some of your short-term shallow desires,
the surface stuff,
and it'll make you sacrifice big vision wants, depending on the situation.
That's true.
Because if I'm in front of a woman that loves me and she's giving me this partnership that I've always wanted, but she don't have all the things I would desire,
right?
But she has that energy of companionship. I feel loved. I'm protected with her. She respects me. We flow well together. It's always a sacrifice of, okay, I ain't gonna be able to do this with her.
Right.
I'm not gonna be able
to do this. And then you did say you always love creative women, or you love entrepreneur spirit, and I don't really have that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
then also, we talked about that.
Yeah. Yep. Even though I have that in my mind, but I have, my kids and all the stuff that goes on with that. So that stops me from even thinking about things like that for a long time. Like I have other things going on. And so that's really also going outside of what you usually...
What my picture would be, because I told you I wanted to like find a girl I could be a power couple with, where we both
online
love
doing
being
stuff.
in front of the
Yeah, on the
camera.
camera, and
She got her
and
brand.
I hit the camera.
I got my brand. Right.
Exactly. So it's
You
like
know the
total
difference with you?
Mhm.
Love will teach you too, because
Mhm.
yo, you're teaching me things. Because I
Yeah.
thought I wanted the loud woman. I thought I wanted the outspoken, bold woman in
Always
front of, got her
yeah,
own brand. I can help her with her brand. We both be together. We do
right.
in
Out
front of the
there being the
camera, just
ground
me
and
and
stuff.
her doing that.
Yeah.
I thought I had to have the girl in front of the camera to have the creative relationship.
Yeah.
But you're teaching me we have the creative relationship that I always wanted.
Yeah.
And I've been with women that had stuff going on and they were in the public eye, but we didn't have this.
Mm.
So
And work
all that
together,
camera shit is a facade.
brainstorming together,
That like
talking.
how you
Yeah.
present.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
of that can be a
That's
facade.
surface. Yeah, that's surface stuff. Yeah.
It
All
ain't
that is
always real. It's not always real.
yeah.
Most of the time it ain't.
Because you don't know how they work together. How do
Yeah.
you work how do you speak? Does she uplift you? Is she impressed with the things you're like you say, like what you're doing? Does she love your vision? Or it's just her thing and your thing?
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all do things together, it's more like, okay, we're just doing this together, and then after that, it's okay. Anyway, she's talking about her stuff, you're talking about your stuff.
Yeah.
And that's it. Versus with us, we have, our regular conversations, and then we talk about yours, and I get excited about what you got going on.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you.
Yep.
So it's us. It's your stuff, but we also talking about it, and I'm so excited for you, and I'm just there for you for everything that you got going on. So and I think a lot of people need that. Not everybody has to be. I always say that people don't have to be the same. Like how they say there's like a saying people be saying about like who you attract or opposites attract.
Yeah.
That's true in some ways. We very much the same in a lot of ways, and then we have different ways that we go about things. We're also very different at the same time. So, but it works. It's not like
the love opens us up
yeah
to the other person's moves where we're being who we are, but you still got to find a way to support the person you're with. So with you,
we're able to do
I
that.
might have envisioned me and my woman being on camera all the time and shit.
And we will.
But we still are able to create. Look, I'm on camera. You're not. It doesn't matter. You still are contributing to the experience. You're helping me create content. And we're doing something together that adds value to the relationship.
Right.
This is something I always wanted, was to be able to do shit like this.
Right.
Because I'm so creative.
Yeah.
And just because you ain't got your own brand and you ain't out here building a business, that don't mean you can't contribute.
Yeah.
And you actually are a more ideal partner because you don't have so much business shit going on where you gotta prioritize your own stuff all the time.
Right.
You have more time and energy to support what I'm doing.
Right.
But I never thought of it that way until we started to connect.
Until you saw how we connect.
I didn't know
and
it
how
would work
we
out like
together.
that. But I'm like, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we figured it out.
Yeah.
And we haven't. The thing is, that's not even something we were thinking about either. So that's how it was like pure. Because it was nothing that had to be a certain way, that it had to make sense. It just was what it was. What we felt for each other was just that. And then we started looking at everything else. But even then, it was all okay, fine. We find a way to work it out, work it out together.
And you sacrificed for me in involving yourself.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because that's nothing that I do.
Because look,
it's outside of myself.
Exactly. Like I make you uncomfortable a lot. Like when I'm doing my little random stories.
Oh my gosh! Please,
and you be in
people,
the stories.
Listen. Those stories, I have no clue when Brendan do those stories most of the time. And I'll be in the background just yapping. And next thing you know, those stories, I'm like, what?
And I always show you the story before I post it.
Yeah, you'll show it.
So some of the stories I've shared, some of the stories I won't share.
Yeah, you'll just post it.
Because you'll be like, no, don't post it. I'm like, I'm not going to post it. If it was up to me, I'd post all that shit.
I know.
But you're bending. You're sacrificing.
Yeah.
Because the stuff you wouldn't normally do.
I wouldn't do.
Because you love me so much.
Yes.
You're allowing yourself to get outside of what you usually do. That's love, baby.
That is love, yes. I love you,
If you ain't getting outside of yourself, who the fuck is you gonna love? You don't think you gonna have to bend on nothing? Who are you gonna love if you just want to be the exact same person you always been?
It's not about you, and that's when it's like you got to be selfless. It ain't about you, baby.
It ain't about you all the time.
Exactly. So yeah, you do. You compromise.
Yeah.
You're selfless. You love your person, so you ain't got to do everything, obviously.
Right.
But you if you can and if you want to do, why not? Like, why be resistant?
Yeah.
Just to be resistant. Just because I don't want to, you ain't gonna make me. It's like, ain't nobody making you, but don't you care enough about them that you would want to make them happy and do something for them here and there? It's not hurting you.
Right.
So yeah, so that's how I say. I don't even think about it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I just let go. You know, like they say, let go, let go.
Let go and let go.
I let go and let love. Literally. I just
bars.
Yes, let go and let love.
Let go and let love.
Yeah. A lot of people need to do that.
Love
let go of that hurt.
Love
that
is
bitterness.
the real force. We talking about that God force. The real force is love. Love is the all-encompassing force.
It changes people. It make, you know, like just.
Everybody want to talk about love until it's time to love. Let me talk my
But then
shit.
they got all their past trauma triggering them and stopping them from loving. Whoop. About time. These night bugs are coming out.
Everybody want to love until it's time to love.
Then they don't know how
Everybody want to love till love slap them in the face. Everybody want to love till love start coming in front of them. Then they want to start running. Then they want to start running scared.
It's scary.
Runner,
it's like,
she's a track star.
Hey, that's what I said. I was like, yeah, it's scary. You're like, nah, I don't know if I really
love. What's the timestamp on it?
It's that time.
It's like an hour.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, we covered some good shit.
Yes, we did. We covered good stuff.
Shit.
We did.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, baby. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for showing up to these different places, and this is fun. We get to really be in different places together
every time.
I get to do something I love, and you get to be part of what I'm doing.
And we get to spend time together. This is bonding really time. Okay?
Quality time, baby. Yes. Talk that quality time shit.
I love it. I love when we spend time, and it's actually constructive. It's very you know.
I like to do constructive,
productive stuff.
Yes, that's a good point to end on. I like relationships to be productive and constructive.
Yes.
Too many times people get in relationships just to have somebody, but y'all not doing shit.
Nothing together.
All y'all doing is Netflix and chilling and fucking and sucking and that's it.
That's it.
Y'all niggas linking up, having sex, y'all feel good.
Not really building
and you
on
might
anything.
go out somewhere, but that don't mean shit. You niggas ain't doing nothing. Y'all niggas going on dates just to be outside and then
exactly.
But y'all not building nothing. Nope. You're not pouring into each other. You're not creating some type of life together.
Right.
I feel like we creating a flow. We're creating a life.
Within this year, we definitely, there's a lot that has happened.
Yeah.
And we growing together, building stuff together, brainstorming about different things, planning for the future, for future stuff.
Yep.
It's like we always constantly doing that, talking about it and making it happen slowly but surely. So yeah. So I definitely appreciate you so much. You definitely are like a light in my life. Like you just brought a lot of changes, like the way I think, the way I feel about things, the way I see love. Because I was like, I'm just gonna be alone. Okay, so you just like something I never thought I would meet.
Yeah.
Someone I never thought I would have in my life. Never thought somebody like you could be somebody I could meet. Pretty much, you know. So, yeah.
That sounded like
very grateful.
That sounded like R&B song lyrics.
Yeah.
But that's real life feeling, baby.
Yes.
That's what the R&B songs be talking about. And people think it's not possible to find it, but you can find it.
You can.
You just got to have pure intentions.
Yeah.
It's got to be pure. It's got to be friendship first over everything.
Friendship first.
And really care about the person you with. This shit is about life and doing better and making lives easier.
Exactly.
Being a real community. A community has to start with a man and a woman because that's where all life come from.
Yes.
There is no community without the connection of a man and woman.
And love.
So you got to love. You have to really love your person.
Yep. And people can see that. People can feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get to know your person. This allows us to get to know each other.
Yes, we always talking. We talk nonstop. You have no TVs in your home.
No TVs, baby.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there because we're gonna talk
about
that.
That's a good segue.
It is.
Ooh, baby. And look, that's perfect. The light went off.
Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.